Hello and welcome to Will Watches. This is Memento. I am very excited for this, getting to share a reaction to a Nolan film. I absolutely love Inception and the Dark Knight trilogy, so I'm hoping this is going to be amazing. I've heard really good things, and in terms of the plot, I know this kind of takes place backwards. It's like a character with insomnia who's kind of discovering the previous events alongside the audience, which is a really cool concept. I'm hoping the execution works really well here, but I have heard this is like considered one of his best, and is excited to see an earlier movie that's a bit smaller scale, smaller budget, because I do kind of personally think Nolan's later movies, they've gone a bit too grand, so I'm hoping this is a lot smaller scale, a bit more character focus. So before we jump into it, be sure to check out the Patreon. Over there you can find early access, you can also find polls so you can vote for what's next, and you can find a full-length timer-based version of this where you just sync up your own footage and watch along with me in case there's anything that I've cut out. So yeah, let's just jump right in. So I know I definitely need my thinking cap on for this one. I've got a notebook here, so if you see me looking down, I'm not distracted, I'm just like taking notes. It would have been funny if they wanted to do if they really wanted to go for the backwards thing, have the credits as like a scrolling credits instead of there where it's like a, just a name showing up. A photo of someone who's been killed. Is that a photo he took and is developing now? Oh, he's shaking it and it's becoming less developed because it's going backwards. Oh, based on a short story by Jonathan Nolan. Is that his brother, or obviously someone related to him? So this is actually going in reverse, this bit we're seeing here at the start. Kind of prepping the audience for some time stuff. So it was him who shot them.
This guy.
That's the guy that was shot.
Lenny!
It's Leonard. I guess I've already told you about my condition.
Oh, well, only every time I see you.
My car.
This is your car.
Oh, you're in a playful mood.
Yeah, so he keeps these photos to jog his memory, kind of.
Roll up your window.
Oh. Someone broke into his car?
So where to, Sherlock?
I got a lead on a place.
Is he like an investigator then?
What are you talking about? These tracks are only a few days old.
Tracks? What are you, Pocahontas? Come on.
And there's bullets inside, okay.
Teddy, don't believe his lies. He is the one. Kill him.
Let's go, huh? Oh, fuck this.
So Teddy's done something.
And then you pay.
But he doesn't even know what it is because of his memory loss.
Clue, you freak.
Beg my wife's forgiveness before I blow your brains out.
Leonard, you don't know what's going on.
Something happened with his wife.
You don't know who you are.
I'm Leonard Shelby.
That's who you were. That's not what you become.
It's just an anonymous room.
And he wakes up the next day, completely forgotten again.
You know who you are, and you know kind of all about yourself.
It's almost like a bit of a Groundhog Day, but time's still progressing, but he just forgets everything, right? Because it seemed like Teddy, he was, he kind of knew the routine by now. And this is before, so this is when he wrote that note. So it is kind of progressing backwards. It's not just that he is finding these photos and his memory is being jogged. It is like, this is the day before what we just saw happen, right?
Since my injury, I can't make new memories. Everything fades. If we talk for too long, I'll forget how we started.
Yeah, like how long is the delay? Is it a day? Is it a week? It sounds like it's really quick. If he says about, halfway through a conversation, he will start to forget.
You really need a system if you're gonna make it work. You kind of learn to trust your own handwriting.
I'm surprised he has notes laying about and not just like a notebook that he keeps track of everything in.
A piece of information which is vital. Writing on your body instead of on a piece of paper can be the answer.
Yeah, I guess so. And the photos are like even more permanent, right? These Polaroids.
Remember Sammy Jankis?
Are these things he's written or are they tattooed on? Don't know, it didn't wipe off. There's something you really need you to remember, get it tattooed on so there's no chance of losing it.
Oh, it's easy. Just go straight
Trust me, I need to write this down.
I've noticed suddenly he's got these marks on his face. I didn't notice those before. Is that something that's just showed up? Hopefully, if I can keep track of that, it will help with the time placement. So he said he had an accident and that's why his memory's starting to lose and he's lost his wife. Is Teddy something to do with the accident?
John Edward Gamble. This guy told me his name was Teddy.
Giving Leonard less information, wrong information. Find him and kill him. And look, that top one's written, yeah, it's written so he can read it from his perspective. One was written backwards so you can read it in the mirror.
First name John. Last name G for Gamble.
So it could be him that he's looking for.
License plate. SG137IU.
We did see his car earlier. Obviously I wasn't paying attention to the number plate. So yeah, like, obviously this is all backwards. This is kind of a twist reveal that you'd expect to find later. Oh, so wasn't an accident. And he has that reminder every time he looks in the mirror.
I use habit and routine to make my life possible.
So we're seeing quite a few scenes here that are in black and white. This is like it's trying to tell us, you know, it's a different timeline. I feel like the colour stuff is what we're seeing is kind of at the end and the black and white is at the start and they'll eventually kind of meet in the middle maybe.
Natalie.
You don't remember me.
I'm sorry, I should have explained. I have this...
You did explain, Lenny.
My wife called me Lenny.
Yeah, I know, you told me.
Well, then I probably told you how much I hated it.
Yeah.
And she's saying it anyway.
Must be tough living your life according to a couple of scraps of paper. I guess that's why you have those freaky tattoos.
Yeah, you can trust the tattoos more.
But even if you get revenge, you're not gonna remember it.
Just because there are things I don't remember doesn't make my actions meaningless.
Yeah, his actions are still permanent even if his memories aren't.
You know what we have in common? We are both survivors.
So I am wondering, like, about the structure of this, how they'll build stakes and tension, because we've already seen that he kills Teddy, that he gets his revenge. We've already kind of seen the third act, so how will the actual third act progress?
You can't trust a man's life to your little notes and pictures.
Why not?
Because your notes could be unreliable.
Memory's unreliable.
Yeah, that's like why he has the tattoos. So is the twist going to be that he killed the wrong guy or something?
Look, memory can change the shape of a room. It can change the color of a car.
Yeah, memory's unreliable.
They're irrelevant if you have the facts.
You really want to get this guy, don't you?
He killed my wife. He took away my fucking memory.
So the guy took away his memory as well. If he gets that, it's a pool door. It's a cool little detail.
This is the wrong room. You're in 304 now. I'm sorry, I fucked up.
This is not my room?
No. Come on, let's go.
Then why is this my handwriting?
So he was moved rooms.
At least you're being honest about ripping me off.
Yeah.
Always get a receipt.
So there being this extra room that he is also checked into, there's potentially like more clues and notes he can find in there. Like if he suddenly goes back to that room and finds a note that can change the whole picture.
You can't get a handle on what's going on. The doctors find some possible damage to the hippocampus, nothing conclusive. But Sammy can't remember anything for more than a couple of minutes.
So Sammy had the same condition as him.
Every time I see him, I catch this look of recognition.
So does he think he's faking it? He thinks that Sammy's faking it for some reason?
Somebody's bedroom. Oh, must be her room.
He spent the night with Natalie. That must be really confusing, waking up, you know, like that.
Yeah, the license plate.
John G's license plate.
That must be hurtful for her if there's like actual romantic thing here and it wasn't just like a fling, him always forgetting.
Do you think we could just arrange a meeting now? I'm not too good on the phone.
Yeah, he likes it to be in person because he can read the people tell if they're lying a bit, you know?
I'm helping you. Because you helped me.
Oh, he helped her when he was like an investigator still.
Sammy should still be able to learn through repetition. It's how you learn stuff, like riding a bike. You just get better through practice.
The kind of muscle memory of it.
Oh. What the fuck?
So it's remembering if he can condition himself to remember what objects weren't electrified.
The point was to see if Sammy could learn to avoid the electrified objects, not by memory, but by instinct.
But why would he be faking it if he was faking it?
Guess I don't have to worry about him anymore.
What the fuck have you got me into?
Okay, so she said she had lost someone.
You offered to help me when you saw what he did to my face.
How do I know he did that to your face?
Because I came straight to you after he did it. I showed you what he did.
I think someone's fucking with me, trying to get me to kill the wrong guy.
Did you?
What?
Kill him.
Of course not.
Does he even know that?
Sit down.
She's gone. And the present is trivia, which I scribbled down as fucking notes.
Hey, come on, try and relax. Come on. What about here?
Maybe it's for when I find him.
Over his heart.
His name was Jimmy.
What happened to him?
He went to meet somebody. He never came back.
Didn't he say that Teddy's real name could be John or Jimmy, who killed the wife? He said it could be John or Jimmy, right? There wasn't this Jimmy guy he's actually looking for. And he's related to her, and she is protecting Jimmy somehow by misleading him.
How am I supposed to heal if I can't feel time?
Yeah, time heals all wounds, but he doesn't have a concept of time. And this is when he wrote, she lost someone too, but he had something scribbled out there as well.
Lost someone.
What was written there? She was the one who supplied him with the evidence that Teddy's real name was John. So if she could have faked that somehow and protected her ex-husband or boyfriend, Jimmy, whatever his name was, whatever their relationship was together.
All the previous cases responded to conditioning. Sammy didn't respond at all.
It's just, how long does it take to condition your brain like that?
Awake.
Is that flashes of the murder?
Some anonymous motel room.
Now we're seeing this sequence in colour.
Nothing except the Gideon Bible.
The motel room spiel. Oh, and this is Dodd.
Oh, I get it. Amorous neighbors.
What are you doing here?
So he's not gonna get it.
Wait a minute. Is that John G?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? You don't know? You didn't write it down?
Well, I might have fallen asleep before I did.
For Christ's sakes.
Who did this to you?
You did.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna help you kill that guy.
No, just let me think for a minute.
He needs to find evidence of who he is, what he's done.
Take him down to his car. We tell him to get the fuck out of town or we're gonna kill him.
We can't just walk him out of here tied up and bleeding.
How the fuck did you get him up here?
I don't know.
He might have got him up here, fine, and then tied him up and got him bleeding here. Okay, so his number plate does match up with the number plate we saw earlier. G1371U.
Sammy's wife was crippled by the cost of supporting him and fighting the company's decision.
So was Sammy faking it, or was he intentionally, is he like unintentionally?
Problem was mental, not physical.
Yeah, exactly. He just has a mental problem.
Sorry, I'm trying. I'm sorry.
Yeah, how do you cope with that in a relationship?
I never said that he was faking. I never said that.
But she believes he's faking now. So he's tattoos them all onto himself. Yeah, he doesn't just go to a tattoo place to get them done. He just does a stick and poke. Someone else is here. And was flushing something. Flushing evidence or something. Because if he had just flushed a note away that could give everything away, they can change the game, you know?
Not right now.
Is this Dodd's room or is this his room? So Dodd was coming here to kill him or something. He had tape ready and a gun. And this is him calling Teddy over, yeah. But this was in Dodd's room, not Leonard's room. So why was Leonard taking his shower in Dodd's room? But he might have just forgot that this isn't his room. He just does it with pen ink.
Oh, I'm chasing this guy. No. He's chasing me.
But why is the chase happening? Was Leonard going after him initially? But he's not there because he just had a shootout with him or chase him. Is that the wrong room? Room 6, not room 9. So he was just waiting here and forgot and then thought, oh, I'll take a shower?
Who is this?
Did he get interrupted before he could tattoo that on him? Did he? Access to drugs, that said. So hopefully he didn't forget that.
Ouch.
He's burning things to do with his wife. But why? Wouldn't he want to remember all of this?
I always thought the pleasure of a book was in wanting to know what happens next.
Don't be a prick.
It's kind of a bit meta, wanting to know what happens next, but because this is happening backwards.
Probably tried this before.
Yeah, it looked like the top of that book was already burnt a bit.
Can't remember to forget you.
He just wants to forget her, forget the pain.
I have to summarize the different sections. And there's pages missing. I guess I've been trying to log them all.
There's something that said, please do not believe.
Honey, it's late.
Oh, but he's forgot that she's gone. Is that why he's in a motel, not staying at an actual place? Because this is kind of something he wants to forget.
Everything okay?
And he gets flashes of the murder.
How do you know that? Oh shit, that's true, it fits. So he's a dealer.
A dealer, not access to drugs, okay?
Now we're getting somewhere.
That means his tattoo is wrong. So he didn't go to the inn to stay there? He was going there to investigate? I'm a bit confused. So John G and the dealer are separate people.
We just go to bed, you wait for me to fall asleep, you go into the bathroom and you slam the door.
Slam it.
Yeah, loud enough to wake me up.
To jog his memory about the wife?
Yeah, first I just need you to put these things around the room.
Okay, to simulate his old house.
Got to the point where she'd get Sammy to hide food all around the house, and then she'd stop feeding him just to see if he's hungry and make him remember where he'd hidden the food.
To a parking lot.
And did he remember?
When I look at Sammy, I don't see some vegetable.
She sees him.
What do you think that's like for me to suspect that he might be imagining this whole problem? And if I knew that my old Sammy were truly gone, then
It'd be easier on her.
I believe that Sammy should be physically capable of making new memories.
He's physically capable, just not mentally capable.
I thought I'd helped her. I thought she just needed some kind of answer.
She's not gonna like murder Sammy or something, right? It sounded like if Sammy was gone, she could just accept it. I don't know. You know why is Sammy so important that he has it tattooed?
You'll want to make a note. You can't trust her.
Oh yeah, why's that?
So Teddy's the one who said not to trust her, but he never actually made a note saying not to trust her.
Involved with drugs. All right, look, these. You see these?
So she's involved with drugs too.
When she offers to help, it'll be for her own reasons.
Look, she was involved in drugs as well. And then there's a drug dealer who has something to do with the car. So is it her boyfriend, the one who killed his wife? Or has it something to do with it? And she might be helping him out of guilt of it?
I remember everything right up until the incident. I am Leonard Shelby. I am from San Francisco.
That's who you were. You do not know who you are.
Oh, yeah. He knows who he is, but he doesn't know who he is from, like, a personality perspective, you know?
Do not trust her. Don't believe his lies.
So it was don't trust her that he scribbled out. But that could be a big clue, yeah.
Oh, fuck it, I need my own place.
If he had his own place as well, it would help with his routine, right? Never answer the phone. So he's talking to someone he doesn't even know who it was. Who was he giving all this information to?
Dodd beat the shit out of me.
Why?
Why? Because of you? Because I did what you told me to do. Go to him reason with him. Tell him about Teddy. Great fucking idea.
Calm down.
Tell him about Teddy. What was she telling him about Teddy?
And I told him that I didn't have any of Jimmy's money.
Jimmy owed money to Dodd.
He must have taken everything.
And what did he say?
He didn't believe me.
Teddy took the money and drugs from Jimmy. And she doesn't know who Ted is, obviously.
I told him about your car.
Why?
He was beating the shit out of me. I had to tell him something.
And that's why he just pulled up randomly that we saw before. This is great though, like the puzzle pieces, piecing it all together as you go along. I like how they're doing it, just the little segments. You know, there's a segment playing forward and they show the segment that happened before it and the segment that happened before that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want any calls. Nope, none at all.
But he thinks he can trust Teddy because Teddy was the one person he was going to let get the calls through.
Jimmy went to meet some guy named Teddy. He took a lot of money with him and he never came back. Get rid of Dodd for me.
What?
Kill him. I'll pay you.
But it could be that she got Dodd killed because Dodd knew stuff about Teddy and Jimmy. I don't know.
I can say whatever I want and you won't remember. I could call your wife a fucking whore and we can still be friends.
Calm down.
Easy for you to say. You can't get scared. You don't know how, you fucking idiot.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. And you won't remember.
So he was the one who gave her the bloody nose, and she manipulated and said it was Dodd.
Stay focused. Find a pen.
And she can just walk right back in.
Mind.
Yeah, so she's definitely being manipulative here.
Down, write it down. Come on, concentrate. Clear your mind. Find a pen.
And then he forgets. That's a great reveal.
Told me you were looking for the guy who killed your wife?
Oh, well, it depends on if he's here in town or if he's moved on. I have my file.
And he said there were pages missing from his file, right?
Then why haven't the police found him for you?
Well, they're not looking for him.
Why not?
They don't think he exists.
The side of the bed was cold. She'd obviously been out of bed for a while.
We see him, he always like instinctually feels her side of the bed. It's not something like he did it. The police think that the killer doesn't exist. So he shot the guy, but the guy got away, so there should still be a wound. Is this just his memory? It could be inconsistent.
There had to be a second man. Somebody hit me from behind. I remember. I was the only guy who disagreed with the facts, and I had brain damage.
So they're going to believe him. Wait, so there were two guys, and they caught one because all the evidence was in that one guy's car? Someone's there. And they have a photo of him.
What's the last thing that you do remember?
My wife.
That's sweet.
The last thing he remembers is seeing her in the bag.
My boyfriend told me about you.
Oh, yeah? Who's your boyfriend?
Jimmy Grant's.
Jimmy Grant's Jimmy G, and the boyfriend knew about him. Oh. That's why that guy was laughing, because he took a sip out of it.
You feel angry? You don't know why. You feel guilty? You have no idea why. I didn't tell you? What happened to Sammy and his wife?
Yeah, what happened to them eventually?
I found out later that she went home and gave Sammy his final exam.
It's time for my shot.
So she found a way to test him.
Oh, get him to give her a shot again? Multiple shots?
It's time for my shot.
And then he wouldn't want to give her multiple shots because...
She really thought she'd call his bluff. Or she just didn't want to live with the things she'd put him through.
Did that kill her then, having all of these shots? So that shows that his memory loss was actually a thing, because he wouldn't give her multiple shots and kill her purposely. I didn't know you could, like, overdose on insulin like that. Because anything, if you take enough of it.
We couldn't understand or explain what happened.
Yeah, that would be so scary for him.
When I looked into his eyes, I thought I saw recognition. Now I know you fake it. If you think you're supposed to recognize somebody, you just pretend.
Pretend to recognize. Oh, okay.
You bluff it to seem less of a freak.
Yeah, just to seem normal. So he does get some tattoos professionally done. Yeah, you could tell some were kind of hand poked and some you can tell from the font they look more professional.
Fact 6, car license SG137IU.
It's IU, but that looks more like a 1 to me.
I gotta get you a new identity, some new clothes, a different car would do for now. So put these on.
But he wouldn't remember the new identity, would he?
He's a bad cop. He's the one that checked you into the discount. He's been calling you for days now, telling you shit, slipping envelopes under your door, shit like that.
The one calling him, yeah.
Sometimes you don't answer the phone, so he slips shit under your door to scare you into answering the phone.
But we never actually see who it is actually phoning him. It could be anyone. Oh, he's got a burnt photo. It looked like someone's arm there. Someone that looked like they were like on the ground. They'd been killed or beat up.
Hey, Jimmy.
Is that Jimmy's car that he has?
You're in the lobby? What do you look like? I'll be right there.
We're gonna see this police officer. It must be someone we know, right? Yes, Teddy.
Lenny!
Is he the police officer, or? So he's been the one calling him as well.
Hey, smile.
Oh, wait, no, not here. Over here.
Why did he want it in a different location?
Make him beg.
And that's the truck that was outside the place before. So it's Lenny's truck. I am still a little bit confused who he's meeting and if it was just one guy that murdered his wife or if it was two. Like two working together. And it is... yeah, it's Jimmy. So he's the one who kills Jimmy.
Do you remember me?
Yeah, I remember you. Oh, whoa. Wait. Did he tell you what I was bringing?
Take your fucking pants off!
I've got 200 grand stashed in the car. Just take it. What? Just take it.
Then Teddy took that money, right?
I want my fucking life back!
And Teddy set him up to be killed, maybe? There's like the two possibilities here. Maybe it was actually Teddy who's behind all of this. And both Teddy and Natalie are manipulating him a bit. And this is the photo that he took and burnt. But he's not actually dead there. He looked like he was still breathing. And then it comes into colour. We're all caught up. Oh, he mentioned Sammy.
He said Sammy. How does he know about Sammy? Oh, fuck.
How would he know about Sammy? Is Sammy something that he tells people he trusts about? Is this where he writes, don't trust his lies?
I know what happened. I've got this memory thing. Do I know you?
No, don't worry. I'm a cop. You still breathing?
Well, I don't know. Maybe.
This guy's dead. Ow! Lenny! That shit kills!
So you remember me now, huh?
Yeah, okay. Why would Teddy pretend he doesn't know who he is there?
Your wife surviving the assault. Her not believing your condition. The torment and pain and anguish tearing her up inside. The insulin.
He's Sammy.
Conditioning yourself to remember. Learning through repetition.
Sammy let his wife kill herself. Sammy ended up in an institution.
Sammy was a con man. A faker.
I never said that Sammy was faking.
Yeah, he's not faking this whole thing.
It was your wife who had diabetes.
So she survived that.
Ouch.
And then
My wife wasn't diabetic.
he conditioned himself to remember about Sammy. To convince himself that Sammy was someone else.
The real John G. I helped you find him over a year ago. He's already dead. We found him, you killed him. But you didn't remember.
So he started looking again. So he wasn't actually Sammy because his wife didn't have insulin. That's the photo.
Just when you did it.
There's a photo of him killing Johnny G.
It was complete when I gave it to you. Who took out the 12 pages?
You, probably.
No, it wasn't me. See, it was you.
Why would I do that?
To create a puzzle you could never solve?
So he's just been going around. They killed the actual guy. Well, he's saying they killed the actual guy, then they killed this one. But why would Teddy be manipulating him like that? It isn't just out of friendship.
Can I just let myself forget what you've told me?
This is the don't trust his lies.
Can I just let myself forget what you've made me do?
And he burnt the photo of him after he'd killed the actual guy as well. But Teddy had a photocopy of it.
Another John G to look for? You're John G.
So he's setting him up as revenge here for him to be the next John G. So he manipulated himself into believing that Teddy was John G.
Hey, that's not your car.
It is now.
Somebody will recognize it.
And it was Natalie who recognized it.
Might hang on to this for a while.
Lenny.
So Lenny took all of the money as well.
Do I believe the world's still there? Is it still out there?
It's all just so ambiguous.
We all need mirrors to remind ourselves who we are. I'm no different.
And this is the tattoo place.
Now, where was I?
Okay, so that was a Memento. I really love that. I'm still not 100% sure on every single thing that happened, but I think it's purposefully ambiguous, right? I really liked the structure here. I think it works a lot better here than it does in Tenet. I think some of my biggest criticisms of some of Nolan's newer stuff is that it focuses on scale and spectacle and the character side gets left behind, but here it is just extremely character focused and it works really well. So this is kind of what I understand from the story, what I interpret it to be. So it is the rape happened of his wife and he was knocked down and hit his head, and that's where his condition came from. And then he fabricated this story about Sammy because that did actually happen. His wife was on insulin. The only thing that puts me off of that is that he was saying that he remembers his wife didn't have diabetes, but it could have been that she had been diagnosed with that after the event, or it could be something else, like he substituted insulin or something else in the Sammy story. Maybe it could have been some sort of drug and it was also tied into the Jimmy stuff. That could potentially be something there. But he fabricated this Sammy story. He conditioned himself for it so that he would forget the guilt that he was the one who killed his wife. But I feel like he would have forgot about that anyway. Like he still knew that she had died. But maybe he did it so he would remember her in a sense. Like he's not remembering her directly, but he's still remembering what happened, I guess. And then there was probably like a police investigation into her death. They couldn't find the second guy because the second guy was him. You know, the first guy is the guy that raped his wife, and the second guy is the guy that killed his wife, and he is the guy that killed his wife technically. So that's why the police kind of dismissed the case, right? And then he did actually find and kill the rapist guy with the help of Teddy. So there was like some closure there. And then Teddy has been kind of manipulating him since then just to earn this money. He manipulated him into killing Jimmy and then was going to take the money from that. But that's when everything kind of unfolded there at the end. And we see that Leonard, he finds out what happened and writes "Don't trust Teddy" and sets it up so he would kill Teddy next. And then Natalie knows that Teddy killed Jimmy, and then she's also manipulating Lenny into killing Teddy. But from an audience perspective, we're kind of distrustful of her because we think, why is she manipulating him like this? But it's actually kind of what he wanted, so her manipulation is almost playing into his hand as well. But from an audience perspective, we are kind of distrustful of her. I don't think she knows that Lenny is actually the one that killed Jimmy, but maybe she did because he pulled up in Jimmy's car to the bar, right? So I'm not like 100% sure on that, if she actually knew or not, I guess. And Teddy's motivation in all of this, it was just, he was a bit corrupt. He wanted to get all of this money off of Jimmy. He was basically using Leonard as like a hitman for him. He'd set these people up, and then Leonard, wanting revenge, would go in and investigate and then find them and kill them. But I think the first one was actually Teddy helping him find the actual rapist. But then Teddy realized after that that he could manipulate him even further, because Lenny forgets that he had actually killed the guy. So the way the story unravels was just really great, because we see at the start he killed Teddy, and then you're kind of in doubt thinking, oh, did he kill the wrong guy? But it was actually who he did want to kill. There's just so many like twists and turns. I think this is definitely warranting like a second watch, and there'll probably be things when I'm editing this video that I pick up on that I didn't pick up on during the actual movie. And then the twist with him actually being Sammy, that really caught me off guard. I feel like that could be something you could realize, but I just didn't during the video. But yeah, so he fabricated this Sammy incident to alleviate himself of the guilt a bit, I guess. And it was kind of, as Teddy was saying, you're kind of lying to yourself. He's constantly lying to himself. Once he found out, like, he did actually know the truth, but still he was manipulating himself into going and hunting down Teddy. It's almost like everyone in the movie is manipulating him a little bit. They're taking advantage of his memory loss, including his previous self who would set him up to go and find Teddy. I think one thing about the structure that works really well here is because the audience is kept in the dark as well. We kind of feel the same as Lenny. We're discovering the information as he is, and our experience is mirroring his experience a bit, isn't it? You know, we're trying to piece together the clues as he is trying to piece together the clues as well. You know, there were a few things that confused me a bit, but they kind of make sense now. Like, I was confused that there were two people there. He was saying there were two people. There was one guy that hit him from the back, so I'm guessing the second guy actually got away, because it seemed like he did actually kill someone. So whoever the second guy is actually still out there. Yeah, just the way the story unfolds is just really great. You know, Nolan really loves to play with time, and this is one of the few mediums where you can really play with time like that, and I think it works really well here. The two stories syncing up, that was great as well, because we see the black and white ones, so we see part of the story coming forward and we see part of the story coming backwards, and then they kind of meet in the middle, and we actually kind of see that transition when it suddenly goes into color. And then using the Polaroids as kind of imagery of that is great as well, because we see, you know, you shake the Polaroid and it slowly develops, the picture slowly develops, and we see the picture develop from us being in the dark to when we finally find out, and it shifts into the color. That was really great. This kind of symbolism there as well. I kept paying attention to these two scars that he had on his face to see, you know, when they appear, because they're kind of a storytelling device, aren't they? When he has them, you can tell it's in the future, and of course because it's in color, and then it's in black and white and he doesn't have them. But I think he got that with his fight with Jimmy right at the end there, right? Yeah, so the one thing I'm not sure on here is how much info Natalie actually knew. She obviously knew that Teddy was involved and then manipulated Lenny into killing Teddy, but I don't think she knew that Teddy was actually the one to do it. But even if he was actually the one to do it, he wasn't responsible, because it was Teddy who manipulated Lenny into killing Jimmy, right? And then we see at the start of the film, which is kind of the end of the narrative, he takes a photo of Teddy that he has killed. So will he remember that, or will he burn it and just go on another hunt for a different Jimmy? Will this cycle just continue, that he's always hunting down a John G or a Jimmy G? Or will he keep the photo and remember it? But even if he keeps a photo, he'll just see that it's a photo of someone dead. He won't know the context of the photo, will he? So not really sure kind of what happens after this. Will it just be a vicious cycle that is continuing forever and ever? Or will he actually have some closure from that? I'm not sure. I feel like the cycle is just going to continue, right? And it was Lenny who was the one who removed some pages from that police report that he had. I don't know if the police report was for the death or for the rape. So the police report either came to the conclusion that they caught the right guy, or it came to the conclusion that it was an accident, him injecting her with too much and she overdosed. But he took the pages out purposefully to manipulate himself into investigating and going on this adventure trying to find who had actually done it, you know. He had fabricated some of this event, right? And we'd see Teddy said, "You're lying to yourself, you don't even know who you are." And it's like, he knows who he is, like he knows his name and where he's from, whatever, but he doesn't know his true self, I guess. And Teddy was kind of right in that, because he remembers who he was from the incident backwards, but he doesn't remember who he's become, because he had become this killer, he'd become this hitman that Teddy was manipulating, and he had no idea, right? So yeah, that was really great. I think that's everything I have to say, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, consider leaving a like or comment your thoughts. If there's anything I missed that you could give some insight in, or what your opinions are, what you think actually happened, what the actual series of events were, let me know. I'd love to hear it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.